I believe that in recent times you have heard about the demise of a person, possibly close to you, or somebody you might have known within some cycles, and you were actually very shocked. And then you possibly might have made the phrase or maybe thought about it that why do good people die early? If you really want to know why, stick and stay. I'll be right back. My name is Ghostrifter. Welcome back. This is Ghostrifter, your mind surgeon. We're talking about the whole concept of why people think that good people die early. I want to ask some few rhetorical questions. What do you term as a good person? What makes you think somebody is good? And so the person is immune to natural death. What makes you think that somebody is bad and deserves to die? Who do you label as a good person? Is it the public life or is it the closet life? What is your standard definition of who a good person is or who a bad person is? These are rhetorical questions that I want you to answer yourself. Let's have a conversation, okay? You might have heard of the demise of a person. Possibly the person died through an accident, and you are questioning yourself, especially for those who are very religious. They go like, this person has been doing God's work all his life. So why would God allow something like that to befall that person? Why would God allow his life to be taken at a very early stage and leave out people you have labeled in society as very bad? And as I'm speaking, I know there are certain people in your thoughts who you think don't deserve to live. Let's talk about death. Death is an event that would happen to everybody. It's a moment of transition. In actual fact, you're dying every single second or millisecond because your cells are growing, regenerating itself, and dying off. That is causing a physical development of your physical body. So that's to say that anytime you celebrate your birthday, you are actually celebrating your closeness to death. Then again, you can die anytime. Anybody can check out anytime as a result of a mistake. So let me say this. If you don't naturally die through sickness, you'll be killed. And if you're not killed, you will kill yourself through decisions. And if you don't kill yourself through decisions, one day you will die eventually. So whichever way, you would exit from this realm and check out into another realm, possibly not with the memory from this realm. Because a lot of things have happened that makes people question what is this afterlife. The afterlife. Is there something afterlife? Are we going to see ourselves? People have had near-death experiences and they claim to have seen another world. They have seen people who have died and gone. They even saw themselves laid on their deathbed. All sorts of reports has been given about the afterlife. Whichever way you subscribe to, whichever one you subscribe to is your personal choice, okay? But it doesn't erase the fact that once you exist as a human being, breathing through your nostrils, one day you would lay motionless. Your name will be called and you will not answer to it. Your heart will stop beating, your brain will stop functioning, and certain developmental, physical, physiological processes that happens in your body will cease. That will cause your body to start decaying. Okay? That is when we can say that you're dead. But for the sake of this video, it seeks to answer the question why we think that good people should not die, but people we have labeled bad should actually die. They deserve to die. Okay? Let me attempt to tweak your mind about certain things. Okay? We all live in a society, we live in an environment, whether isolated or in connection with other people. We form relationships every now and then, we make acquaintances every now and then. Okay? But if I look at the trajectory of why people think that good people deserve to live longer than people they have labeled bad, it's because of the definition they've given to good people, which I would attempt to describe. People think that good people in society are people who are free from controversies. They don't talk about people, nobody should talk about them. They live a very good life, they go to all the religious associations or meetings. So that's to say, if you're Christian, you go to church, you have a certain level of reputation in society, you don't talk much, you have a very good status, you're financially okay, you have a very good name, you don't talk about people, so nobody talks about you, you are always a lovable person. People talk good about you. Nobody has a problem with you. And when you see problems in society, you don't talk about it because you don't want to have problems with anybody. You're doing your God's work. You're doing Allah's work. You're doing your ancestral work. You are someone that is always talked about in a very good way. Even though when people don't like you, in your circles, you're a very lovely person. People want to be in association with you. They want to find themselves within the same space you find yourself in. That is the label, that is the definition we give for people seemingly called good people in society. Then again, you might label somebody as good because the person is close to you, or the person has worked with you, or you have a certain level of proximity with a person. A person can also be labeled as a good person within your circles when you think that the person had a certain vision and his life or her life was cut short, and so would affect a lot of things that to large extent would personally benefit you. And so you think that, oh, this person should have lived longer and doesn't deserve to die early and all of that. Great. It leads us to asking a lot of questions when it comes to the concept of God. So we tend to ask, why would God allow that? Because this person is living in your image and likeness. This person seems to be representing you. So why would God allow such events, whether it be an accident or natural death, to happen to such a person? The truth is that with all the attributes that I've described, for somebody to be labeled as a good person, it's largely a person who doesn't want to be associated with any controversy in society or take up a position that opens the person up for people to talk about. Okay? And so such people would want to be in their own closet, in their own cycles, and not address certain things. When they see something bad in society, they will not address it. When something is going wrong, they will not put a voice to it. But you don't know that the actions of these people, however minute it will be, goes in the long run to come back haunting them, hurting them, staring at their face, and knocking at their front door. I'll give a perfect example. You're a good person in society. You see something in the medical field that is not good. Instead of you using your influence to addressing it by putting your voice to it, you will not do that because you don't want someone to insult you or somebody to come at you. Another example, you're into politics. You're a very good person. You've seen something in society that possibly your party is not doing well. Instead of you talking about it, you keep a mute mouth and then it comes back hunting you. Possibly because you are in power and the health system is not good, you refuse to talk about it or address it or use your influence to develop it. You would not do that. You would rather concentrate on other party matters. And when your health is at stake and it is an emergency, you'll be found wanting. And we have seen perfect examples in recent times where people have lost their lives because they didn't take certain things as priorities in their lives. Also, you're in a place of influence where when you talk, people listen to you. In order for you to address certain issues and talk head on, face place of power, you prefer not to address certain things. And then you don't talk about security when there's a security problem generally in society. You don't talk about it. You don't put your voice to it through social media or any other means. Then you get killed by robbery attacks. Or you're driving, you're using the road, and the road to certain places in society is not good. But you just don't want to address it. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to call people that you think could could mobilize resources to solve it, you don't want to do anything about it. Then you hit the road and you have an accident and it takes up your life. It takes your life away because that pothole you could have addressed by putting a voice to it, by speaking truth to power. You did not do that, and so it kills you, or it kills somebody close to you. What am I trying to say? I'm saying that let's not live in society sitting on the fence when something is actually happening. It may look as if it's not directly having a bad influence on us, but the truth is it would affect us one way or the other if we don't talk about it. So what do? We talk. We talk using our influences. We talk using devices like I'm doing. Let us address when we see things going bad in society. And that's one thing I like about the current president, that we should not be just citizens. We should talk about things. We should be concerned. We should talk when we see certain things. But I'm very much aware that as much as we've been taxed to talk, when you talk, there are consequences. But there are people in society who have also fried their minds about that. I mean, they care less whether there are consequences or not. Once their conscience are freed, they will talk about a situation. They will talk about an issue that needs to be talked about and addressed in society. And so I admonish you, I put my voice to it, that if we don't talk about issues in society and address them, we would become a statistic to the people who are seen as good people and bad things happen to them, and their lifespan will shorten. I pray you don't become part of that statistic, okay? And so when you see something going wrong in society, however little it is, address it. When you see somebody's life going wayward and you are in a place of influence that can talk to the person, address it. That way, we build a very good society. We build a healthy society, and then we develop together a great nation that puts itself or herself on a certain pedestal to doing well in terms of development. I'm the Question Mind Surgeon. I believe that you like this video. Kindly subscribe, comment, like, and share. And we'll be back again with something interesting to talk about. For this moment, let your mind do the conversations. Take care. I'm out.